But eventually, I then came up after my master's, and I'll talk about that because that's where the second time that I met up with Bishop, or the first time that I really met up with him. But I came up, I was established in Anglo-American Corporation as the personnel psychologist of Anglo-American. Dr. Willem Nordeer was established as the personnel psychologist of Union Corporation. Piet Morgel was established as the personnel psychologist of JCI. And then De Boer and one other, I can't remember, of each mining house now had a psychologist on its staff, and together those psychologists with the NIPR that was established then formed the basis of the big research project establishing for the use of all the gold mining and eventually the coal mining, a system of classifying people on arrival at the mines into structuring them into various types or levels of jobs. We had 12 categories, which we called Judecs, D-U-D-E-C-S, Judecs. So we had from the clever boys, the Judecs 1, up to number 12, the Judecs 12, embargoed within the compound, not allowed to go outside the compound because they'll kill themselves. We were working at that stage with people from sub-Saharan countries coming into the gold mining industry. If I remember correctly, we had about 134 different language groups coming to the mines, bare feet. It was sometimes literally cruel to see when they fitted out with their studded boots and so on, how they stood there, they could not move, because this is the first time they had these heavy things on their feet. We established the aptitude testing center. My share of the project then became the development of a method of assessing amongst the top 4, Judec 1, 2, 3, and 4, amongst those ones with the potential of being the more brainy boys, of developing a system of sorting out amongst them with the best leadership abilities. I could speak German fairly fluently in those days. I had a psychological abstracts search, especially at Wits University, because the NIPR library was sort of classified, military secrets. You could not even touch the pink lint to open up the bundle. But I made contact with Professor Riefert. He developed a system for selecting in the Luftwaffe in Germany in 1931. He developed a system which later became known as leaderless group tests. And my doctorate was the local establishment of leaderless group tests and all the factors influencing the use of black leadership in the mining industry. And Biesjevel was my examiner, and my external examiner was an ex-professor from Stellenbosch who at that stage was running the country, 1956, 57. Now, I went down for the final approval of the manuscript, and I came back. I went by road down from Springs, where I was established, to Cape Town, Stellenbosch. I came back. I drove all the way through. I had the family with me. I fell in bed, slept, to wake up the next morning to see that the whole window in the sitting room was taken out. It was plastered with elastoplaster and pushed in, and then the whole collapsible was taken out. My bag with the doctorate in it was missing. We ran an advertisement in the press, and the farmer from Heidelberg phoned me. He said, He's been reading in the newspaper about this theft, and there's on the railway line down past his farm, there are papers lying there that looks like the sort of thing that we're looking for. So I took the staff of the aptitude testing center at Springs that did all the mines in that area, Daggafontein, East Dagga, Brakpan, Sallies. I took the staff members all down, and we went down, and in that area we picked up every piece of paper. Some places where the train ran over it and where you could not remove the flake from the line, they copied what was written there, and they copied what was written there. And it took me 2 years to reassemble that doctorate, to hand it in, and I got the doctorate in 1959 when I went to Tara Hospital.